Hello, lovelies, and happy Labor Day. I am Terry True Crime, and welcome to Midday Missing. I am happy to be back after being off for 6 weeks for surgery. If you're new here to Midday Missing, this is where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. We do live shows every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central Time on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. Now, we then release these shows on our podcast apps so that we can help get more attention as possible for the cases. And hello, let's see who we've got in the chat. I know we've got Lady in Gray lurking. We also have Kayla Brown, my adorable little granddaughter, who I guess not so little anymore. And hi, Angie. Hi, Miss Lola. Hi, Kelly P. Looks like we have some people here. It is really good to be back with Midday Missing. Midday Missing is a passion project of everybody at TCWT Media because missing person cases, if you're not blonde haired, blue eyed, perfect, or kid, you don't get the attention you deserve. Okay. Now, one thing you can do to help us get the word out, you can go hit that like button on this video and on Facebook. Now, if you're listening to us on the podcast apps, all you need to do is leave us a 5-star rating. It helps the algorithm god somehow. Now, we say all over the places, we don't understand math. So I don't understand the algorithm either. Thank you, Miss Lola. I am feeling better, still moving a little bit slow, but 6 weeks out, definitely starting to feel more like myself. I just have to still take some breaks and rest a little bit more. Okay. Now, today we have 2 cases out of Virginia that, guys, if you're new here to Midday Missing, every case is heartbreaking. Okay. Some of them more than others. And sometimes there's red flags, and sometimes I get really angry. And I'm going to tell you one of these cases today makes me go, okay. And it makes me wish that I had won the lottery, the Powerball, whatever, and that I could spend unlimited amount of money to help find these people so they can get the justice they deserve. Okay. Now, on the morning of July 2nd, 2014, Jeanette Renee Fields seemed to vanish, vanish from her home in the quiet countryside of Fluvanna County, Virginia, just outside of Scottsville. Now, guys, she left behind her pets, family, her routines, and guys, most painfully for her family, no explanations. Okay. A decade later, her loved ones are still searching for answers. Now, Jeanette Renee Field, who often went by her middle name, Renee, she was 49 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was about 5'7" weighed 130 to 160 pounds, and had sandy blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, she was a private woman. She lived a quiet life, mostly disconnected. So she didn't attend church or engage in regular social activities, but she remained in routine contact with family members, particularly her loved ones outside of Virginia. And those who knew her described her as gentle and reserved. I'm going to just say, those are not descriptions you would get of me. So I love people that are gentle and reserved, those quiet people that usually you can see on their face just contentment and peace. And nothing in her day to day life pointed to any imminent departure or danger. Okay. Now, on June 30th, 2014, Jeanette had picked up the phone and called her parents as she did every Monday. It was their routine, a weekly check in from the quiet home she shared with her husband, Lewis Edwin Fields. Now, she seemed okay then. She didn't seem to be upset. Her father, Ivan Branch, told Dateline everything was normal. Guys, it would be the last time they ever heard her voice. Now, late on the night of July 2nd, 2014, Ivan received a phone call from Lewis, not Renee. Lewis said Renee had left their home around 1 p.m. that afternoon after what he described as a small argument. He said she drove off in her 2010 burgundy Subaru Forester and hadn't returned. And he was calling her parents to ask if she might have gone to their home in Lexington. Guys, she hadn't. Okay. Ivan tried calling Renee's phone himself. It rang, but there was no answer. Now, the next day, her husband Lewis visited the Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office to file a missing persons report. Okay, guys, why did he wait a day? Why? This is somebody who doesn't go hang out, doesn't go shopping all the time, doesn't go to church. She's a homebody. Why didn't you do it sooner? Okay. Now, police initially say it didn't raise many red flags, saying it's not uncommon for husbands and wives to get into fights, say Captain David Wells, who took over the case. However, the original deputy who took the report ended up calling me fairly quickly because something didn't seem right. Something didn't click. Trust your gut, okay? Trust your gut. Now, like I said, Renee was a private and reclusive woman. She didn't have social media or a job outside the home. She rarely left the house and had few local connections. Okay, guys, anyone thinking red flags? Red flags? Anybody? Hi, it looks like Sammy's joined us. Hi, Sammy Sunshine. But yeah, red flags for me. She was deeply rooted in her quiet life, okay? And she was extremely fond of her cats. They were her children. And it has been said she would never leave them, okay? Now, on July 4th, 2014, 2 days after she was last seen, a break came. Authorities located Renee's car at the Zion Crossroads Park and Ride about 20 miles from her home. Now, it appeared undisturbed. There was no broken windows, no signs of struggle. Now, inside were her car keys, her purse, and her phone, but missing was her ID, credit cards, and cash. Hmm. I'm betting they left the phone because they were smart enough to know the phone can be traced. Okay. Wasn't as easy a decade ago, but still. Also, guys, the location made very little sense. Okay. Remember, Renee didn't work. So why would she be at a park and ride? She didn't socialize in that area and she had no reason to be there. Now, surveillance in the area was limited and investigators couldn't determine who left the car. Now, bloodhounds and cadaver dogs searched the wooded surrounding areas, but they found nothing of significance. Okay, the vehicle had reportedly been parked there for at least 24 hours by the time it was found. Guys, I just, I don't have a good feeling about this. Soon after Renee was reported missing, investigators began scrutinizing Lewis. While he initially cooperated, he became harder to read. He's a very flat person, said Captain Wells. And he said, we are not 100% satisfied with some of his answers. I'm not either, and I don't know his answers. Okay. I don't know. Now, Lewis submitted to a polygraph test, which showed indicators of deception. Guys, polygraphs are not admitted in court because they are not 100% accurate. So just because it showed indications of deception doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I still don't like it. Okay. I still don't like it. Hello there. I have to say, I don't know what to put. So I put this name. I love that name. And every time I see your screen name, I giggle because I think it's adorable. So now Lewis later sold the house and moved to Texas. Great, Lewis. Thank you. Really needed somebody who maybe did something to their spouse to move to Texas. No, we don't. Don't need that, but thanks. Now, Lewis has not been charged. Okay. Now, detectives did serve a search warrant on the Field residence and combed its 22-acre property with cadaver dogs, Again, guys, nothing was found. Guys, are you ready for this tip? One tip from a neighbor alleged seeing Lewis loading a refrigerator into his truck shortly after Renee went missing. Guys, did he need a new refrigerator? I need to know, did the refrigerator break? Now, investigators traced it to the dump, but they said they found no evidence inside. But my question is, there's a lot of refrigerators at the dump. How do you know that was the right refrigerator? Did he admit that was the refrigerator? Did he have a new one? I have so many questions. Okay. I just have so many questions. Okay. Now, just 4 months after Renee vanished, her mother, Irene Branch, died from ongoing health issues. Guys, she died without having any answers. Renee's family continues to seek answers with no leads in years. They worry her case has faded from public memory. Guys, that's why all of us are going to share this video, okay? I want her family to know she has not been forgotten, okay? What troubles many is that there has never been any confirmed evidence to indicate whether Renee left on her own, was harmed, or met with foul play. But her disappearance, guys, without access to money or her phone, strongly suggest she did not leave voluntarily. I mean, guys, come on, let's be honest. A person who is a homebody and doesn't venture away from home often is most likely not going to pick up and just disappear. Guys, I mean, let's think about it. Our wonderful llama, she's a homebody. She likes to hang out at home. She does leave and go places, but if she goes missing, we know something's up, okay? Sammy says, I actually have a refrigerator getting ready to be taken off, but it's because I did get a new one. Well, our dishwasher broke yesterday and we're getting a new one delivered today. So we're going to have a dishwasher being taken off. But guess what, guys? There is no missing people that I'm related to or that I have been around. So nothing suspicious. Now, just last year on the 10-year anniversary of her disappearance, the Fluvanna Review published a retrospective article urging the public to come forward with any remaining information, but no major developments followed. Guys, I also want to say, if you know Lewis, now that he lives in Texas, and you have any suspicion, I don't care if it's just a rumor, call it in, okay? The investigation remains active with the Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office. So if you know anything, guys, I don't care how small, please contact Fluvanna County's Sheriff's Office at 434-589-8211. Guys, if you want to stay anonymous, you can always go to fbi.gov/tips and leave an anonymous tip there. Even if they are not working the case and haven't been called in, you can still leave tips. Okay. Now, guys, I want you to remember, if you know of or have a loved one who's missing and are interested in having us feature their story on an upcoming episode, or if you're a family member and you want to join us for an interview, contact Amy, our producer, by emailing amy@tcwtmedia.com. Or, guys, you can send us a DM on our Facebook page or on Terry True Crime on TikTok, Instagram. People send me all kind of stuff, so feel free to do that, okay? Now, this next case has some very scary similarities to another case that's very dear to my heart. So let me tell you about it, okay? Because Elkton, Virginia is a quiet town tucked into the Shenandoah Valley, a place where most people know each other by name. Guys, that's not a place I want to live because I don't need everybody knowing my business, okay? But on the night of October 18th, 2003, something unthinkable happened. A 20-year-old mother named Rachel Nicole Good vanished. Okay. More than 2 decades later, guys, now this case remains unsolved. No one has been arrested. No body has ever been found. but her loved ones and some investigators believe she has been killed and that she's no longer with us. Now, Rachel was just 20 years old when she disappeared. She was a young mother of three small children. Guys, she was also 10 weeks pregnant at the time. Okay, so a missing mom who's pregnant. Okay, she lived in Elkton, Virginia, and was trying to rebuild her life. Those who knew her said she was sweet and she had a very warm personality, and she was reconnecting with her faith. Now, Rachel was a wee thing. She stood about 5'4", approximately about 180 pounds, and had blonde hair and brown eyes. Well, hello, Mama Llama, Wicked Banshee. Thank you for joining us. I'm still craving some of your cheesecakes. Okay, still need them. Now, Rachel had several scars, including one on her navel and her back, and she wore glasses. At the time of her disappearance, she was driving a Dodge Neon, which was later found parked back at her home on Virginia Avenue. Now, Rachel was last seen October 18th, 2003, which was a Saturday evening around 6 p.m. in the parking lot behind the Elkton Volunteer Fire Department on Spotswood Trail. Now, witnesses reported that she appeared to be meeting someone there. No one's come forward. No one has said who that possibly was. But guys, what happened after that remains a mystery. Okay. She has never returned home. She never picked up her three small children. She's never used her phone or her bank card again. Like I said, her vehicle was found back at her house, kind of like she had returned, but no one saw her arrive. Now, Rachel was reporting the next day. Guys, buckle up because this is where it gets a little interesting. Early on in the investigation, a disturbing connection came to light. Okay, guys. Rachel had been in a romantic relationship with a married Elkton police officer, reportedly Adam W. Williams, who was believed to be the father of her unborn child. Guys, this is a huge red flag for me. Okay, because a married man can be desperate to keep his affair in secret. I mean, he doesn't want anyone to know, right? Doesn't want his wife to find out. And a pregnancy would only increase that desperation. I mean, guys, interesting enough, the live show I'm doing in Bastrop in 2 weeks, in Bastrop, Texas, the girl who was killed was engaged to a police officer. Guys, you want to know what else is shocking? Officer William was one of the first officers to respond to the missing persons call and was initially involved in investigating her disappearance. Guys, that's not good. That is not good. That is no. He should have stepped up and said, "Hey guys, I have a relationship with her. Don't want my wife to know, but you need to tell the cops. I should not be here. I should not be investigating this. I'm sorry, dude. Red flags. You put all of that on yourself." Okay. Also, guys, don't cheat. Just don't cheat. Just don't. Now, guys, within days, he was placed on administrative leave and resigned from the department in January 2004. Now, the Virginia State Police took over the case just days after Rachel was reported missing, probably because he was in on initially. But guys, why would he be put on administrative leave just for having an affair? So tells me they thought he should have come forward and said, "Yeah, I shouldn't be investigating this." I'm just speculating here. And then why would you resign if you were innocent? You wouldn't need to resign. You wouldn't need to resign because guess what? The majority of cops I know cheat. So I think they understand that cops cheat. So that's not the reason why. Okay. But guys, these are all huge red flags for me. But as we know, since I've been doing Midday Missing, I see a lot of red flags. Okay. Now, law enforcement has not publicly named any suspects, Authorities have stated for years they do believe Rachel was murdered. Don't know why, but that's what they believe. Now, a special grand jury was convened in September 2004, but it resulted in no indictments, which means they didn't have enough. Okay. Rachel's family later filed a wrongful death lawsuit that was tied up in years of delays and disputes over access to investigation records. Shame on you guys. Give the records. In 2010, Rachel was legally declared dead, though remains have never been recovered. Now, over the years, Rachel's family has continued to fight for answers. Her mother, Marie Good, has appeared in local news stories. She has vigils, does interviews, pleading for closure and for someone to be held accountable. Okay, in 2023, on the 20th anniversary of Rachel's disappearance, her family and friends gathered in Elkton once again to release balloons and remind the public that Rachel mattered and still does. Okay. The Virginia State Police confirmed this case remains active and open. And I hope they're still investigating former Officer Williams. Now, Rachel's story may have faded from national headlines, but guys, it has never left the hearts of those who loved her or ours. So someone knows what happened that night in 2003, and it's not too late to speak up, okay? It is never too late, okay? If you have any information about the disappearance or death of Rachel Nicole Good, please contact Virginia State Police at 800-572-2260. Guys, don't be scared if it's about the police officer. He's not a police officer anymore. Okay. Don't have to be scared because Rachel was a daughter, a sister, a mother, and she was expecting a fourth child when she vanished. Her family has spent more than 20 years searching for the truth. They're not giving up, and neither should we. I want you to all please go to our Facebook page for Midday Missing and share the missing person flyer anywhere. You can download it, share it on your other social media. Let's help Jeanette and Renee's families get closure. The thing about the two cases today, Jeanette had an argument with her husband, supposedly left, and has never been seen or found. Reminds me of the Bianca story out of San Antonio. And then we have Rachel, who suspicion of being pregnant by a police officer. I mean, guys, women, it's usually someone close to them, okay? So let's do what we can and help these families. Now, I do have a few tips for you today. Don't think you're going to get off without a few tips, okay? Because summer is coming to an end. It's Labor Day. For some people, that's the official end of summer, okay? But fall is right around the corner, okay? Hello, Miss Shorty. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Up, it looks like On Top is here as well. Thank you. Now, guys, here's our few tips for fall, okay? And no, I'm not going to give you pumpkin spice recipes, okay? I want you to remember that with shorter days and longer nights, you need to make sure you're carrying a flashlight or wearing something reflective if you are out walking after dark, okay? Put a little miniature light on your keychains if you're in a parking garage and you're going to be walking to your car in a parking lot. It's a perfect opportunity to conceal themselves in darkness to do something nefarious, okay? Cooler weather means we open our windows. Don't forget to lock them when you go to bed, okay? Do not sleep with them open unless you're on like the third or fourth floor and nobody can get in, or like me, where you have gates around you, cameras. Don't, okay? I love to have the windows open in cool weather. I mean, guys, if you're new here, secret, I sleep outside on our patio in a hammock when it gets below 65. Okay, but I still do it safely. Now, also, whether you're at a fall festival, you're at a pumpkin patch, you're out shopping, if you're out doing a pub crawl, whatever, If someone or something doesn't feel right, please trust your instincts, remove yourself from the situation, and tell someone, okay? Don't worry if you're being all panicky and you're worried you're gonna be a drama queen like Terry True Crime. It's okay. I would rather be a drama queen than be missing or killed, okay? Also, if you're snapping your fall photos, you're at the pumpkin patch, or you're at a football game, because I know some of us do football, wait until you've left before sharing online. Do not advertise your location, okay? Don't do it. Even wait till the next day. Like, if you follow me on social media, I've had people ask me comments. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing at 2 a.m. at the grocery store?" No, guys, I was at the grocery store earlier in the day. I just didn't want you to know where I was at the time I was at it, okay? Also, guys, when it starts cooling off, we love big scarves, hoodies, they are cozy. Guys, they can also block your peripheral vision, okay? So if you can, cinch it tight to your face so that you can see out of your peripheral if someone's coming, okay? Now, with the time change coming, guys, it's going to get dark sooner. I don't care what time of the year. Always park in well-lit areas, okay? Before you get in your car, look in the back seat and under the car. Because if somebody got in your back seat, we don't want them grabbing you, and you don't want them underneath your car and to grab your leg, okay? Now, if you're going on a hike or if you're going to a haunted house because spooky season's around the corner, tell someone where you're going, when you'll expect to be back, and share your location with a loved one or a trusted friend. Guys, nobody wants to, like, I can follow my granddaughter. Yes, I know she's on here. I can see her. Doesn't mean I have time to just sit and watch where she is all the time. But if we don't know where she is, I can find where she is. Okay. Now, fall events often mean we're outside doing more. We're going to gatherings. Okay. We're maybe having hot cider or cocktails. Keep an eye on your drink at all times. Okay. Oh, Sammy, I didn't think of that. And if opening windows, don't forget to angle your blinds upward before bed to help keep your privacy. Okay, but only do that if no one can get in your window. Okay? Only. Okay, because I really do not want to have to cover any of my lovelies on here. Yes, on top, you're right. A personal beacon locator is always good and it's not expensive. Absolutely. And guys, when you're walking to your car in the parking lot, you can also have the remote for your car. You can hit that alarm button, panic button, and it'll make the alarm go off. Okay. Now, guys, I want you to be aware of strangers. Okay. Even trick or treaters, if it looks like an adult trick or treating and they have no kids, don't answer the door. Okay. Also, door-to-door salesmen. Guys, I just had to put up a no soliciting sign. You're not supposed to solicit in our neighborhood. Still be careful of people knocking on your door, okay? Because for some reason, when it cools off, more people come. Use your people or your camera, okay? You don't know anyone anything, okay? You do not have to open the door to tell the sales guy to go away and you're not interested. You don't have to. Now, guys, another thing to remember, especially in certain areas, fall storms and early snow can hit unexpectedly. Okay. Keep a charged power bank. Keep blankets and flashlights handy at home and in your car. Keep candles at home in case your power goes out. We are still in hurricane season in certain areas. You want to make sure that you're safe because it's a good time when power goes out or storms. Bad people think it's a good time to go and do bad things. Okay. They're out there and I don't like it, but it's the way it is. Okay. Now, I want to thank you all for joining me today. Like I said, it is great to be back. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday for our next episode of Midday Missing. And I want to ask you again, please remember to share Janet and Rachel's missing person flyers on Facebook. so we can help get the word out. Okay. Don't forget, you can join our Facebook group. That is where we post all our missing person posters as well as share other posters. Now, you can follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected, find out what's going on. You can see some of our insanity, especially if you follow me, Terry True Crime, now that I'm feeling well. You never know what you're going to see. Also, you can follow Jasper the Goat, and there will be some new video coming for him and his brothers. Now, True Crime and Wine Time airs every Thursday. If you're not aware of True Crime and Wine Time, it is where we offer weekly deep dives into shocking true crime cases, perfectly paired with wine or something smooth to drink. This week, guys, we will have part 3 of the Aton Pates, also known as the milk carton kid case. This is part 3. Guys, Llama's going to be ranting. She's going to be ranting, and so will I. Also, guys, Couch Court with Llama will be back tomorrow because we are still doing the insane Donald Edison trial. And she says she's going to be taking the stand. And I have to tell you, the eye rolls, the side glances that Llama does will keep you laughing. And the fact that Donna Adelson had her headphones on backwards still makes me laugh and makes me ask, why is she even wearing them? Why? Why? Okay. Why? Guys, until next time, please stay safe, stay aware. If you see something, say something. Okay. Let's help these families bring their loved ones home. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your Labor Day. Stay safe. Remember, we all have to work tomorrow, so don't indulge too much. And I will probably see you on Couch Court with Llama this week. I will be popping in. So thank you guys. See you real soon. Bye.